Greetings and good morning. My goodness, it's Friday. Yes. TGIF, friends. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Randall, I did not enjoy Supergirl. I didn't love it. I didn't even like it. I felt like, man, I see movies so you guys don't have to. Do not spend your money on Supergirl. Listening to a local talk station, says Bill Blum. Well, thank you. Dogs got their eggs. Now we'll need to head to the grocer to get me stuff for eggs this weekend. There you go. Juliet from across the pond. Great to see you. Did you guys hear Scott Pressler got locked out of a GOP event in South Dakota? Yeah. They had to apologize to Pressler. Crazy stuff. Yeah, because he wants the SAVE Act. And Thune is a piece of garbage. Soda Poop is Cuber. Our favorite polar bear is out there in the audience. Good to see you. We got Georgia Peach. We've got the lovely Dr. Jill. We got Ms. Pick Cafe. We got Cat Slave. We got Rhythm. Oh my goodness. But anyway, good morning, Georgia Peach. I hope your day is well. Man, apparently my hat is low. My hat hang is low, but it doesn't wobble to and fro. Wow, this hat doesn't work very well. What is going on this day? I feel like my headphones are falling off. I'm going to have to buy new headphones, guys. New cans. My hair is crazy. Got curliness. Maybe one of those days. I want to say hey and a shout out to the man himself, the Batcap. Prayers and love for you, my friend, and your family. Keely Chow. Hey, everybody. Well, what's up? And Roll Tide, brother. We got Loki Raid. There you go. There you go. We've got the generosity of the amazing and the incomparable Ruby Hoove. Ruby Hoove, please remind Hoove that we've got a member stream this weekend. Looking forward to that. We got another generosity upon us from Culture's Sugar Daddy, the great Tony Piacente, for 5 Culture Casino memberships. Guys, help make the chat green, just like Tony and Ruby did. It's very helpful. We are trying to get to 1,000 members. We get almost there, and then we have to start again. So if you can afford a cup of coffee every month, that's all it costs to become a member of the Culture Casino channel. And I think you would enjoy it. I think you would love it. Brian and Cindy in the house. Good to see you. Look at all these great people. We've got the Grim Dark, otherwise known as Infiata. We got Larry, a name so nice you say it twice. Larry. And for all of you Raiders from Loki, hail to you all and thank you. Thank you very much. Caledon 910, everybody's favorite radio station. I feel like Caledon needs to use the real radio voice and go wild. Who else is out there? The lovely Penny. Penny. Good morning. I feel fuzzy. Out of focus. I'm focused, but there we go. Can you guys see my face? Is it my glasses? I need to clean my glasses. That's what I need to do. Who else is out there in the world? We got a lot of folks. I think I said hi to Cat Slave, Caledon. Everybody here got early. You guys got all early up in here. All right. Dr. Jill, Penny, Georgia Peach. Look at all these people. Jedi Master. Check out that man. Jedi Master 2022. Check him out. Books, check them out. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, friend. Putin in the house. Putin's making some funny stuff. I love it. Man, the movie review is no bueno. No bueno. Hey, Bonnie Gamester in the house. Good morning, chatters. AOAO. That's right. It is Friday. Get those queued up and ready to go. There's the most talented man on the internet. Andy Masterson is out there in the crowd. He's trying to start a crowdfunding campaign for action figures for creators. I think that's a great idea. And he made a new one of me. Super Green Man or something. Pretty cool stuff. Randall Orser, you don't know the half of it. It doesn't look good for DC or the DCU or anything James Gunn wants to do. I'll give you my thoughts on it at the end during bonus time. Barry the Music Man in the house saying hello to the Culture Crew along with Apollome's Minion. Great to see you, dear. And of course, Donovan Bradford is out there as well. Oh, look at all these wonderful, beautiful people. The beautiful people. Once again, thank you for those of you with the gifties. And thank you for celebrating 26 months, Ruby Hoove. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. Just want to say thank you for the membership chat. Ruby Hoove, 26 months. Subscribe and share. You are amazing. You know what else is amazing? One of the studios already got to $3 billion, and it's Disney. Now, not because of their own, on their own accord, but because, well, they had Toy Story 5, which did really well. They had Devil Wears Prada 2, which did very well. They've got a bunch of other things that did very well early in the year. And part of that was the incredible flop of Hoppers. But that's not the story here. It's just the fact that Disney had a ton of movies under multiple brand names that were attended, and people spent money on them. Even if they weren't successful, they still went to go see them. Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount needs to do the same thing. Speaking of Warner Brothers Discovery, House of the Dragon Season 3 debuted to $21.5 million, 25.1 million views or viewers in 3 days, slightly down from Season 2, but still more than respectable, more than Disney Minus gets on any of their shows. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is going to skip social media influencer screenings. I wonder why, because they really didn't help. They probably even hurt Supergirl. I think they probably did. And I think this film's going to have enough problems when they start showing the true colors of what this film is and not what they want the people out there to be misled to believe. Quite garbage. How the FCC plans to weigh a flood of public comments as it investigates ABC's The View? Well, they're just going to take note of it. And by percentage, I would imagine, identify that maybe, just maybe, The View is not a news program and should be treated as such. And then pursued for defamation across the board by any and everybody that wants to sue them. Far Cry FX series casts Lizzie Kaplan alongside Rob Mack. So we're getting a Far Cry series. Does anybody raise their hand for that? Do you want this? Is this what you want? I don't know. Maybe. Streaming ratings. Well, The Burrows, which has been canceled, hit number 1 on the streaming ratings and the Nielsen ratings. Yeah, this is incredible. Euphoria hit a pretty good high in the week going into the series finale, and Spider Noir started off incredibly well, with a lot of people just ranking that up there at the top with their eyeballs, because that's what these viewer ratings are. Palisades Fire jury is deadlocked as suspect faces decades behind bars, so the DOJ insists the trial is continuing, even if we have to get another bunch of people. Now, how are they deadlocked? The guy started a fire. How are you deadlocked? Oh, you're leftists. You're communists. You're neo-Marxists. You wanted your city to burn down. Crazy stuff. Moving on, the Shrek spinoff of Donkey is set for a 2028 release. By the way, Eddie Murphy can record the entire voiceover in his basement. He's got an incredible audio studio down there. Erasure. You remember that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? The director, Chuck Russell, explains how they had to change the whole film mid-shoot because of Mission Impossible, because it crossed over too much with the plot line of that film, if you remember. Crazy. Fox News star Sean Hannity addresses his health diagnosis after viewer concerns over his raspy voice, puffy face, and says that, some of his fans have definitely prompted him to find out what's going on. He says, thanks to everybody who's checked in. I've already addressed this several times on my radio show, but while training, I developed a painful pinched nerve in my neck. So, his doctors put him on some prednisone, which will reduce the swelling, not only in his face, but other places. Well, maybe, or to add to it. Hard to say. Steroids don't exactly do what you think they're going to do. NBC News Chief Digital Officer Chris Barrand is actually exiting, probably because PMS NBC is gone, now PMS Now. And Ratatouille director Brad Bird shut down the sequel talk about Pixar's interest in a follow-up to Ratatouille. I understand that. Former executive at Meta is actually suing them over their attempts to silence her memoir, Careless People, describing, not fantastic things happening within the organization. This is for real, folks. Corporations don't like you telling their bad secrets, their dirty little secrets. And at the same time, the Supreme Court strikes down Hawaii's law requiring permission to carry guns in stores and hotels. Right, because you have the right to bear arms. A lot of these things are going to disappear in the future. I have a feeling that the open carry and even the hidden carry is going to find its way into the Supreme Court and into rulings that rule against all the states precluding you from doing this. Apple increases prices for Macs and iPads, blaming a shortage of memory chips, so they increase the price because of the shortage. Just make less available. I guess you could charge more. That's what the Mac ecosystem is all about. Don't get tied into one ecosystem, guys, even if you like, let's say, Windows. Learn all of them so you can move as needed. U.S. jobless aid filings fall to 215,000 last week as layoffs remain low despite economic headwinds. Good news for you. Not so much for the doom and gloomers. And finally, a wildlife expert urges caution after black bear sightings in the tri-state area. Yeah. So Anderson Township in Ohio, you've got Claremont and eastern Hamilton County. Residents are going to have unwanted visitors, and they're popping up on security cameras everywhere, and probably flock cameras as well. Someday we've got to talk about that and the incredible invasive stuff that happens everywhere. Critizable, the Rainbow Knight has returned. It has been a long time, my friend. Greetings, and thank you for joining us today. We've got Leif Erikson out there. We've got Walter Tomaszewski saying, yawn. It's time to wake up and be funny. Well, I wish I were funny. I wish I were in focus. That's got to be my glasses. Guys, am I fuzzy? Is it just me? Does the camera not know what to focus on because of my terrible hat? I don't know. Anyway, Nolan is a total tool. He's been huffing too much of his own paint, getting high on his own supply. Odyssey is going to be an absolute disaster of a film, but still well-attended and earn money. So, okay, that's it. I'm cleaning my glasses because I'm convinced I'm not fuzzy. I'm convinced. I think you guys would tell me if I was fuzzy. All right, so you guys can watch as I clean my glasses. I have to use a spray. This is super exciting YouTube, guys. And I have to clean them wet. That's the unfortunate thing about these kinds of glasses. The optometrist was very specific about how to clean this, so I'm cleaning them. I get my glasses dirty faster than anybody I know. I don't know how. Probably because I have long eyelashes, which constantly brush the lenses and add smooges. Yes, I said smooges. Do you imagine adding eyelashes as a lady? Ladies, do you do that? I can understand for thinning lashes, I get it. But like those really long ones that you see on a lot of the freak shows out there. Still not perfect, but I look more clear. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Somebody said I had nice eyes. I don't need new glasses. Oh, by the way, Scooby, when am I coming on? Did you send me a message? I was looking for a message. You should have sent me a message. Yeah. You should have sent me a message. Let's see. Did you send me a message? Let me go look at the chat. Let me look at the chat, everybody. Let's see. Scooby Pup, where are you? I don't see you. I'm also going to be guesting on Latino Slant here pretty quick, so that'll be fun. And let's see, I got invites for other shows. Jedi Master's doing stuff. Everybody looks good. All right, I don't see one. I need one. I need to know when I'm coming on. Yeah. Screen behind you is clearer than you are. Well, thanks. Alex Clark, good to see you. Good morning. Saying hi to others. We got Davina Duckworth there. Hello, Davina. You can just use cold water to clean eyeglasses. I didn't know that. This is quality content. Thank you. I'm cleaning my glasses. All right, maybe it's the microphone. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the hat. I think every time I wear this hat, I get fuzzy fast. I don't know what that is. Freedom Seeker in the house, along with the lovely Sherry. Good to see you, lovely Sherry. And a big shout out and thank you to a generous human being, Tender Warrior 68, for 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness, Critters the Rainbow Knight was here for like 2 minutes. Commander Ed Straker Shadow apparently is on a pantsless journey. I don't know what that is. Alex DeLarge. I think they said that right. Yeah. Alex DeLarge in the house says, Culture! What's up? What's up? The lovely Sherry says, no, natural is better. There you go. Just mascara. Oh, there you go. Yeah. And that makes your eyelashes stand out. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Let's see. God sees everything. Great account name. You're a tiny bit fuzzy. Well, might be the beard. I don't know. Clear as a blinding snowstorm. Scooby Pup says, I didn't get it. Send me another one. I'm indifferent about eyelashes, but the plucked pencil thin eyebrow thing is an annoying trend. Yeah. Doesn't seem comfortable. You know, the barber does my eyebrows. Like, takes a comb and goes, and goes zzz, with the trimmer thing. It's amazing. Oh, it's this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, there you go. So you'll be able to, like, if you're, like, on the member stream, if you're a high roller, because I think it's high rollers this Saturday, right? So high rollers will be, out there. And then we'll do that, and then we'll go from there. Culture makes the best butterfly kisses. Thank you. Thank you, Channel Sir. Thank you very much. Once again, big shout out to Tender Warrior 68, Tony Piacente, and Ruby Who for gifting the 11 so far gifted memberships that we have. If you're not a member, like I said, price of a cup of coffee, totally worth it. If we get to 1,000 and stay there, it pays for the channel. I kind of like that idea. I don't know about you guys. All right, so on the thumbnail, we have Supergirl or Super Drunk Girl or any and all of those things. So we're definitely going to talk about that because, well, I don't want to be, misleading anybody. All right. I do want to tell you, if you have to pay $10 or more to go to the theaters to see a movie, this is not the one to see. You're better off seeing, I think, Jackass, even though I haven't seen that. That's how bad Supergirl was. Now, I'm not the only one to weigh in on this. I have seen the film. I found it lacking. Yeah. Oh, it would be an honor to wrench for you. Of course, Jedi Master. How did I not do that already? Goodness. Let's see. And now you're asking me to do something I definitely can't see. The chat on my chat monitor is too small. I have to bloat it up. I bloat it up. Man, when I find it, I'll do it. Hang on. What is the problem? Oh, there we go. Add as moderator. Done. You have been knighted, sir. Let's see. Freedom Seeker says, can you not lock your focus on your camera? I can, but because of how much I move around, especially when I'm shooting videos, I need it to follow me. And I can actually program this camera to follow me when I move if I want to. I can have it zoom in and zoom out with hand signals. I can do a lot of stuff. So, yeah. All right. Man, it's a fantastic day. All right. I'm trying to catch up with you guys. All right. Where are we at? Alex Clark says, how can crypto run so fast in Superman and yet run so slow to get shot in Supergirl? I can't get over that. Yeah. Look, there are so many dumb things in this movie. That's the least dumb. That's the least dumb. Look, okay, so ladies, this is not a shot, okay? So please don't read it as such, since I am a channel that has a rapidly growing female audience. My goodness, ladies, thank you. That's flattering. Yeah, when I'm sorry, when you get up into the 12% of viewers being female, you're at the apex of YouTube. But I need to get prettier. That would help. But anyway, I'm too masculine. That's what it is. Anyway, so yeah. Plus, I brush my hair. That's not a shot at anybody. Just Okay. Anyway, back to it. This film was written by a woman who is an actress. She has 0 writing credits. They have a woman with no real writing credits other than a short, 7-minute short, writing this movie. I say this in my review. Anna Nogueira, or whatever her name is now, had 0 writing credits. They gave her a tent pole. James Gunn hired her for a tent pole. Why do that? Because she's actually going to write the film. She's actually going to produce the adaptation of a piece of garbage comic that Tom King put into the world. Well, it's not even a straight rip from that. There were a lot of forced moments in it. Nothing had a direct through line. It was very disjointed. And it was basically because plot said so all the way through. So, in order to get you invested, James Gunn, who I think was the ghostwriter on the movie, and like I said, Anna Nogueira, no shade. I mean, if you actually wrote this, well, not a great first writing. Not super. Somebody else needed to look at this. No wonder there were 10 cuts of this movie before they released this one, which they needed some more editing. But yeah. James Gunn, I think, ghost wrote it, and that's why we have the same beat-for-beat plot of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Animal damage. Pretty terrible. Holy cow, 97 degrees in the UK, and half our schools are closed because too hot. Brits at their best. Well, if you had air conditioning. Yeah, why is Supergirl bringing her dog to red sun planets? Good question. She left her dog behind with Superman before when she went to go do dumb things. It seems irresponsible. That's right. Steal second base. Little signals. Yeah. Biggles Mets, speaking of second base. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hey, I'm going to try to get you and Jed and a couple other people to meet up. Let's do a Bucky's run here in this coming week. Let me know what a good day is. Yeah, she hangs in the Red Sun Planet bars to get drunk. That's right. But she has her spaceship handy so that she can, fly towards a yellow sun and recharge her superpowers and get rid of her drunkenness. This is the thing. Did she grow as a character? No, she used the yellow sun to get rid of her drunkenness so she could continue to be irresponsible. There's a complete lack of accountability from this woman. This reads like a really bad Harlequin book with no romantic interest. And there is none. There is 0 romantic interest here. How's that going to work for ladies? Ladies, what do you think? What do you think? Oh, I should wear sleeveless shirts to look like Nate. I would be tempted to do push-ups and curls and tricep extensions before I would film that. That'd be terrible. Don't make me vain, please. Zen Wookie says, "Ladies dig in the culture." Well, there you go. There you go. It's the mane. Well, I cut the mane. I donated the mane, but the mane continues to grow. The boss said a couple days ago, I think I relayed this to all of y'all a couple days ago. Boss said the new haircut looks like John Wick. Okay. There you go. All right. How would Krypton have dogs, horses, and monkeys? Humanoid are enough of a stretch. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe evolution works the same everywhere. We don't know. We don't know. Matt G in the house waving at everybody. One of the original moderators here. One of the original, followers, regular subscribers. Either this writer is screwing Gunn or his wife or both. Isn't that what Taika Waititi was doing with, what's her name? And Rita Ora, right? Crazy stuff. I knew what you meant, Grimdark. I didn't think you meant the state. All right, anyway. Who else is out there in the world? Pam Epson. I think it said, oh, yeah, I read your comment already on the hotness. The new hotness. Avarice, Carmageddon out there. Poor animals. Yeah. Yeah. And look, there was a lot of because plot needs it to happen. Like at the very beginning of the movie, the only reason that we have a secondary babysitting side quest person, side quest sidekick. That's what I would call the little girl that follows Supergirl around. They had to make her even littler, smaller, shorter than Millie Alcock. I mean, and they use a lot of camera tricks to make that look like that. But anyway, the story only happened the way it did because despite having the ability to destroy the bad guy's spaceship right at the beginning of the movie, that didn't happen until everybody was going to die. It's really terrible film. Not good. Yeah, Leif Erikson, I'm not looking forward to the Far Cry series. I think they separated themselves from reality after 4. So yeah. Although 3 wasn't exactly the best thing. That's one you can win without doing anything. If you just sit there for like 10 minutes or so. Yeah. Kaladin says 102 Fahrenheit in the southwest of Germany. Yeah. But again, look, the lack of energy infrastructure and the destruction of electrical infrastructure and production in Germany is part of the problem with, like, you should have scaled up, not down, and you should have used oil and things. So same reason the UK is having trouble right now. You don't have energy. You refuse to tap into the giant amount in the North Sea. Insane. Gun needs to be stopped. Put the pen down. Well, yeah, I think so. I think so. Donovan Bradford says, and Vampire Diaries isn't known for great writing. Well, wasn't that what Anna Nogueira was acting in? I think that's right. Irresponsible pet parent. Well, they tried to create a pseudo mother-daughter relationship between the side quest, adventures in babysitting kid that Kara's, forced to drag along, or, forces, it somehow continues to, follow her around. Following around a superhero? That's so weird. And look, it was an interesting way to introduce Lobo, but Lobo really didn't get a chance to add any depth to his role. What you get at the beginning of it is, he's a god and all that. It's just really, it's terrible. Sure, Bucky's like 25 minutes from me. That'd be awesome. We need to figure that out. I think zero accountability is Supergirl's whole thing. Well, this drunk version of her, yes. Although at the end of the moment, they tried to pretend there was growth there that came out of nowhere. And she's going to stick around on Earth for a little while now. Which I guess is Gunn signaling to the audience that no matter what, the next Superman movie, Man of Tomorrow, we're going to be stuck with Woman of Tomorrow. There's nothing she can add. It's really bad. Yeah, they use the yellow sun. Yeah, it's a bit. Everything in this film that is an attempt at humor is a bit, and it's one that doesn't land. Like I say in my review, the Joss Whedon jokes that try to bring bathos into the forefront to take any emotional weight out of anything or any success of any masculine heroism or even regular heroism, even done by Kara herself, is immediately removed, which is quite garbage. Hey, Delaware Drinker is in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, you're going to have to send the StreamYard link tomorrow for sure. So, and you're right. This is how James Gunn thinks. And that's why I'm saying, Look, and no shade against the actress become writer, except that the script's terrible, and it's it it's so disjointed. Plus flashbacks of, suffering and death on Krypton. A lot of backstory that we didn't necessarily need. Again, leaving things for the audience to wonder about isn't a bad thing. It creates a desire for more of your franchise, more backstory, which can be offered in the future if you're interesting. So let's take a look at it. This is the article from Marvin saying Supergirl set to flop in opening weekend as Toy Story 5 eyes another box office crown. Well, and it's going to win it. There's no lie told. Warner Brothers and DC Studios are heading into another critical weekend, and it's already starting in second place. If I were going to write this article, that's what I would have said. But projections show that Supergirl is unlikely to provide the turnaround that James Gunn's DC universe desperately needs. Disney and Toy Story 5 are expected to dominate theaters for a second consecutive weekend with another massive haul. Supergirl appears to be opening for what would rank amongst the weakest debuts for a modern superhero film, right around The Marvels and Madam Web would be my guess. In fact, I think a direct comparison to this might be Madam Web, because that's a movie that was made for no other reason to try to pretend that there was a Spider-Verse. Mongol Slade says, imagine is before Superman kills Zod. He says, this is for my father. This is for you attacking my mother. It would break the character. Supergirl doesn't kill and certainly doesn't carry out executions. Well, and there it is, guys. There's a spoiler. The end of the movie, not good. It's pretty awful. It's pretty awful. Yes, a Supergirl needs a Superman like a fish needs a bicycle. Hollywood belief system. True story. Carly Simon's You're So Vain was about David Geffen. I didn't know that. I thought it was about her writing partner and life partner at the time. What's his name? James Taylor. That's how I thought about. But wow, I didn't know it was about David Geffen. I bet you think this song is about you. You're so vain. Smiths and Sons says, hello. You are looking very well, sir. Well, thank you. I survived. Despite something trying to kill me. I don't even know what it was. The doctors still don't know what tried to kill me on Veterans Day. So, Dachi Bear says, good morning, Culture. Hope you've been well. I have been, actually. I've been feeling top-notch, my friend. Top-notch. Yep. And pretty soon I'm going to be getting off of a couple of these medications that make me want to sleep too much. Mr. Awesome, I wish I could highlight your chat. I do believe that Gunn does enjoy being diminished as a male by other men. So, should have just had a crypto movie and gotten it over with. Well, that'd have been better. But again, even crypto is sidelined for Babysitter Side Quest Adventures in Babysitting Girl. So there's that. Randall Orser gifts 10 Culture Casino memberships. My goodness. And we have, of course, Helder Oliveira. Oh, thank you. Helder Oliveira says the costume barely disguises her body fat. Yeah. It was a very strange thing, Helder. Very strange. But once again, Randall Orser gifting 10 Culture Casino memberships, 10 more name. Go green. Welcome. Welcome. Taika Waititi's real name is David Cohen. Really? I didn't know that. Hey, Spaceship Vampire in the house. Also, hey, hello. Hello. Man, I'm 8 minutes behind now. Anyway, so Yeah, the Hollywood trades have generally settled on the opening around 40 to 50 million range. No. Maybe the trades have. I projected 39 million. Last I saw, it was going to be 38 million. I still think that's too high. I mean, if you base it off of reality and the previews, it only earned 8.25 million in previews. Again, it's not Marvin's fault that that's what the trades are reporting is 40 to 50 million. This is going to get to maybe 39 million, maybe less. Right now, it's 38.5 million. Matt McGloin produced this story this morning, at 3:25 a.m. or noon Eastern, I would imagine. But anyway, Supergirl's noon Eastern. Did I say that? Did I actually say that? No, 6:25 a.m. Eastern. Where's my brain? Anyway, Supergirl's box office run has begun. The first numbers are making the rounds. Very soft start, in line with weeks of sliding projections. And even analyst Jatinder Singh, a Pink Villa writer, who's been cited as box office expert by Deadline. Really? Yeah, 6.95 in Thursday. Previews are about 8.25 million, including early Wednesday. Not great. Yeah. And look, this is a great decision by Jedi Master 2002, recently minted wrench, saying, I refuse to pay money to see that garbage culture, and I'm glad. If I wanted to watch just garbage ridiculousness, I'd go watch Jackass, which the very last one is out in theaters at the same time. It's likely to earn about 10 million. Think about that. How much it costs to make something like Jackass, and it's going to make like $10 million domestic in one weekend. Yeah. Anyway, this guy adds that the initial audience reception is bad and pegs the opening weekend around 40 million. I think it's 38. One important note is these are early estimates, not official figures. The audio studio, and the trades typically post confirmed preview grosses Friday morning, and that the number can shift. It'll update once official figures are made available. Well, I'm just going to tell you this. Official figures aren't going to help this film. If anything, it's going to hinder it because it's going to show you just how low this thing actually will perform. It is nowhere close to being in line with recent other previews. Toy Story 5 was about 17.5 million in previews. Blandalorian and Grey Goose was 12 million. 12 million in early previews. Supergirl sits at 8.25 million, including Wednesday. Disclosure Day did worse, though, as did Mortal Kombat 2. But the numbers that I've been seeing lined up against Supergirl have been about equal to what Mortal Kombat did. Not even as low as MOTU, Masters of the Universe. So it's not looking good. And I wouldn't expect it to look good. I don't know about you. Jared Markham says, honestly, Hollywood as a whole needs to step down and do what Europeans and the rest of the world that are visiting the World Cup are doing, though I don't know how much it'd help. Well, that would be great, but they don't like America. They don't like Americans. They don't like our culture or what we stand for. They like their 19 blocks. They like their bubble, see? And that's the primary issue, I think. We got a couple more member chats I need to get to, so thank you, Ms. Pitt Cafe, making sure no member chat or super chat is left behind. God Sees Everything, again, great name, saying, for 1 month of membership, anyone ever had patella surgery? Day 4. Patella. I don't, that's your kneecap, correct? That's that part of the knee? I've never had that. Dislocated kneecap, I've heard of. But no, I've never had any experience with that. How about you guys? Any of you out there have patella surgery? I think that's what the patella is, right? Yeah. We got our friend Dave Bob, one of the most famous roosters out there, who's been around for 30 months of membership. He is a good man. I love him. Met him in person. And you know what? In person, he sounds just like Dave Bob. over on Loki's show. For 30 months of membership, he says Gunn is a one-trick pony, and it died. Yeah, and now he's beating a dead horse. Oh, that was terrible. Culture, you should be punished. Probably will be. Thank you, Dave Bob, for being around so very long and for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. All right, what else we got? Meniscus surgery. That doesn't sound good either. That's like Achilles surgery. None of that sounds good. Donovan Bradford says, yes, that's the kneecap. That's what I thought. Never. I didn't know that they just put it back in. Jared Markham says, is Toy Story 5 continues to do well? Yeah, it does. It will encourage Disney, thus the rest of Hollywood, to continue with their crusade that they've been on to replace male heroes with feminist power fantasies. Yeah, they're going to learn the wrong lesson. I'm going to tell you the last good thing was Ratatouille. And the reason if you're Brad Bird, you don't want to make a sequel is because, they're going to want to push the French girl to the front and sideline the boy. Jeff Helm says, just imagine how bad that nearly 30 minutes they cut from Supergirl was if this is what we're left with. I know. First of all, the fact that it was blessedly short at, and I say that during my review, at an hour and 47 minutes. First of all, gives you a solid 2 hours with previews. By the way, I'm going to say this. I like 2 or 3 previews. I do not need 15 minutes of previews before a movie. I also don't need ads before the movie. Look, I know the theaters are desperate to make cash, but it is a massive turnoff and takes me out of the enjoyment in the theater. I even didn't like the extra preview movie garbage that was going on the screen. I didn't like the movie trivia. I don't like any of that stuff. Stop wasting my time with that garbage. I'd rather sit in quiet or have a conversation with other people that are there to see the movie. And it's no good to tell people to turn their phones to silent in the lobby. Doesn't work. Believe me, the last 3 movies, maybe more, but the last ones especially, including Disclosure Day, which was terrible. There was a guy that was 2 rows in front of me where that phone went off like 11 billion times. Of course, he was 200 years old. In fact, there was a sea of salt and pepper hair in front of me of the limited number of patrons were there. So, yeah. Cat Slave. Oh, and here I thought Patella was a hazelnut spread. No, that's Nutella. Senator Hammerschlag is out there in the audience. It's great to see you, pal. 3-1 Van Links. Na reichts. Merd. That's some cheddar. Oh, you know what? I owe you guys a clip. Let's do that one. Let's do that clip for everybody because of your amazing gifties and how wonderful you are and how great it was to see Staccato DDS and everybody else. So.
Oh, man, that's some sweet cheddar. Guys. Yeah.
All right. And Scooby Pup, I'm sorry that you had to pay for this, but I'm grateful for the $10 super chat saying, where should I send the link? Because Twitter isn't responding, or is there a group server? Do me a favor. Are you following me on X? Are you following me? Have you made a request? I found it. I found it. I don't know why it's fighting me on accepting it, but I'll follow you and we'll fix this, okay? After the stream. But thank you for the $10 super chat. Didn't need to do that. What was the audience reaction when you were there? Well, there was no cheering, no clapping. It was very muted. Of course, I literally left my seat when the credits started at the bottom of the screen, and I was to the bottom of, and I was in the very last row. The theater holds 400 people. There are 17 people in all, I believe, 18 if you count me. But the people to my right, right before the credits ran, I said, "Did you enjoy the movie?" And they said it was okay. Actually, I said, "Did y'all enjoy the movie?" But anyway, so by the time the credits hit the top of the screen, I was at the bottom step on my way out the door. And I have decided that mid credits and post credit scenes show up online fast enough that I'm never going to care about it again. No reason to. So there wasn't much of an audience. The theater was essentially bare. Less people than Disclosure Day. Spaceship Vampire was like, James Gunn is just so funny. And he totally didn't invent Marvel humor. I think that was Joss Whedon. That's what I think. Scooby Pup became a member. Well, there you go. Yeah, I actually have you pulled up in the back. I got to figure out how to accept your massage. So. Flying blind on a rocket cycle. World famous human being here for $1.99. TGIF, unless you're a Warner exec. That's right. If you're a Warner Brothers exec, you're going, oh, not again. This is the Motu of the weekend, guys. It's insane. I live in a weird world right now, for sure. John B says, I don't bother with post-credit scenes anymore either. Why? If you made a good movie, I'm likely to come back and see the follow-up. Okay? And the only reason to make post, mid, and whatever credit scenes that you want to throw in there, the only reason to make them is to promote something else. Connected universes don't work now. Now that we can erase everything and start over because of the lack of timeline control and time travel and worlds that you can move between dimensions and other crap. Writing laziness, the inability to accept consequences for your poor decisions. That's Disney in a nutshell. Oh, man, it's just annoying. So another bear story. Indeed, it was very bare. No, Joss Whedon invented Joss Whedon humor. I think so. James Gunn made a very pitiful attempt by imitating it in the MCU and multiple others. I tell you what, the best movie he made was still the first Guardians of the Galaxy. He gave us a group of characters not a lot of people were familiar with. Just kind of like Iron Man. Think of the first Iron Man movies that like a C tier, B tier at best superhero. A man like Batman that invented a suit that could do things that superheroes could do. Like a body armor tank, basically. Batman did the same thing, right? So, no real skills, assisted by an AI assistant, which was Jarvis, right? And then Jarvis became Vision. There's a lot of convolution that entered into it, and of course, I know it did in the comics as well. But they really wasted Ultron, Age of Ultron. I don't know. You have to have consequences for killing off your characters. And here's the thing. I think audiences are going to be mad when they realize that RDJ isn't going to, magically turn back into Iron Man. And I thought with Endgame and the I Love You 3000, we'd already had a nice close to his arc. But man, if you're going to write me an $80 million check, I'm probably going to show up. imagine the Warner execs keep a bottle of Jack close by. A bottle, probably they bought a barrel. I think a barrel costs like somewhere between 15 and 18,000. So there you go. Whatever happened to Joe Jackson? Wasn't he a director? He's pretty good, right? Am I wrong? Multiverse slop. Yeah, I hated it. I hated it. Yeah, no more extended universes, no more, bouncing between them, no more multiple versions of the same character. People are sick of it. Yeah, Spider Noir is getting rave reviews right now, folks. So if you haven't had a chance to follow up on any of that, it looks great on the Nielsen charts. So Muqtadir Ali, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, friend. It's good to see you again. Spaceship Vampire says, no, that movie stunk. Well, I enjoyed it. That was not Feige. And that's the other problem. I think Feige has been a primary troublemaker. Ladies, this is not an attack. I know I always have to lead off with that because I have a wonderful female audience here. But feminist stuff doesn't work good in comic book movies. I'm going to say this. There are movies made for boys. There are movies made for girls. And trying to take a boy property and make it a girl property has not proven to work out well ever. Trying to make Marvel a girl property has been destructive. And all Disney is capable of doing, and I know I'm going to get flack for this, is creating girl properties now, or working with girl properties now. Man, that sounds very sexist. It's not. It's just honesty. It's the truth. And even then, they screw it up. I mean, they are terrified of actual femininity. They destroy it with neo-Marxist messaging. They have no interest in, that's why Snow White was as awful as it was. First of all, you didn't need it. The 37, 39, the 37. It was 37. The original film was perfect. You didn't need to touch it, but you had to, and try to bring her into a masculine role in Snow White. Snow White's not a masculine character. What the heck is going on? And that's the thing, is Feige, I think, male feminist. And James Gunn, male feminist. Taika Waititi, male feminist. You see a pattern here? Yeah, Bruce Wayne and Stark, very similar, except Bruce is a bit more moral, indeed. But below street level. And that's the other thing. If you're going to make something that feels grounded, you have to go with a street level character. If you're going to do something aspirational, Captain America. If Superman. That's why Hell's Kitchen was a perfect playground for Netflix. Ground level, super gritty, perfect for them. Fox played around too long with, a not grown up Batman with the Gotham series. Experimenting too long with the villains is a problem. And again, trying to find the good in the villain is also a trope that's overused to the extent that most films that do it are incredibly boring. And we're about to get a boring horror movie in the form of Clayface. Thank you, DC. One top-tier character in Superman, one bottom-tier character in Supergirl, and a mid-tier villain horror solo film in Clayface. That's how you start off DC? No. With DC, you take the trilogy. You have the Holy Three in DC. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Even Zack Snyder knew that. Gunn didn't know that? Give me strength, Lord. I need it today. Chief William Schweikert in the house. So, CultureCasino, what can you use from your greenhouse to fix Supergirl? I wish something. The greenhouse took a beating. Oh, and the materials aren't even going to show up now until Sunday. I'm really disappointed. A lot of my mats got bumped because obviously Amazon had Prime Day. So I'm using a polycarbonate, flexible polycarbonate to put a fresh roof on the greenhouse. So all I can do is kind of, I'm going to give you a 2-part video, I guess. I'm going to give you the, reattaching the walls video with the farm plastic, and maybe a follow up to that at some point. But I would build the doors, but I mean, I need to sharpen a saw, and I went to go, find my sharpening tool, and I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it is. Probably left it someplace. Putin says RDJ uses magic lifts as Dr. Doom. I thought he was wearing like Kiss boots. Something Gene Simmons would wear. Joe stepping out, Jackson. That's a great song. We're stepping out. We're stepping out into the light. Yeah, Joe Johnson. Thank you. Did I say? Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know. My brain's not working today. Amazon did something right. No, they didn't. They kept my materials from me. Because what do they call that? Prime Day. Well, or double Prime Day? I don't know what they're doing these days. It's like Christmas in July, except it's June. So weird. At least I didn't have rainbow tape on my packages. Jumbie says, I don't think that's sexist at all. Well, thank you. I try not to be. I mean, and I like ladies. There's some guys out there that don't. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I love Jupiter Ascending, but that movie is dumb and makes no sense. Credit where credit is due. Criticism where criticism is due. There you go. I kind of like the skywalking boots. I like that mechanic. I thought that was kind of fun. And Milo's in that, right? Yeah, if I remember right. Didn't she like a queen bee reborn? A bee queen reborn? It was very strange. So it didn't make a lot of sense, but I didn't hate it. Is Zufeigi? Germans will get that. There you go. We need more shower scenes like in Psycho. BLB Blankenship Comics says Preach. Well, I try. God Sees Everything says you're completely correct about the feminists. They need to stop trying. Well, look, I mean, I'm all for the Hallmark Channel, right? I'm if you want to make your Harlequin romance come true, I get it. But don't don't try to port that into a superhero film. It doesn't work. First of all, Hollywood experimented with this when they tried to bring, oh my goodness, Ben Affleck's wife at the time, Elektra. When they tried to bring Elektra in, it didn't work. It didn't work. It was tough. Linda says, not sexist, my friend. Well, thank you very much. What a great name, Linda Bonicelli. I love that. Okay, anyway, sorry. Every time I see Italian names, I'm like, oh, so good. Yeah, subverting egg expectations. Thank you, Davina. I still want to call you Davinia. Well, does that bother you when I do that? Because sometimes I still do it. But anyway, yeah, no, expectations, indeed. First Carmageddon, what's a clay face? Oh, boy. Ooh, coming to DC real soon. Wait a minute. Yeah, oh no, it's a body horror. I hope it's good, but again, look, it's a mid-tier villain. I hope it's good. I really do. My expectations are low. Putin 3 says something I think is very accurate. Putin wants defective heroes just like him. True. True. Walter. Oh, I love this. This is a great idea. Culture, give Barbie an Uzi and an RPG. Barbie the Secret Warrior begins. Or beginning, excuse me. Oh, man. Where's the raid specialist when you need them? Or release the McCracken? Or, well, Putin actually could do this. Putin's in the chat. Putin, make me a Barbie Schwarzenegger. I would love that so much. Yeah, DC kept Arrow running for 8 seasons. Yeah, actually, look, of all of the first season or two, maybe 3 of The Flash was good. I look, Warner Brothers on TV kind of worked for some of it. Some of it didn't, but some of it did. And again, Netflix did a good job. They even got Jessica. People like Jessica Jones. Okay, come on now. They cut the Luke Cage series short, which pissed me off. And sorry, I said a bad word. I don't normally do that. And then they miscast Iron Fist. Let's just be honest about that. It was a very I'm using the word contrived a lot because that's kind of what's happening. Nightfall does look good. That's true. Myers lemons make the best lemonade. Yes, I have a Myers lemon tree in the front. So there you go. In fact, when I get to Tennessee, I'm going to plant like 5 or 6 of them. I've already kind of laid out what I'm going to do as far as the hugelkultur mounds. I'm going to literally make rows of hugelkultur mounds inside the barrier layer plants. And those will be, so like you have you always define your edges first with your shrubberies. That's your first level of barrier plants. You plant them in a staggered row so that they fill in everywhere and it's harder to push through. So you can kind of keep your area cordoned off from livestock before you actually have to build a physical barrier wall or something. I'm still going to post signs that say no trespassing. And I'm going to have plenty of cameras in the yard. But anyway, establish your barriers or your edges with your barrier plants, hedgerows. Yeah, the English would call them. Then come inside with your big trees, your massive shade trees that give you heft, give you prominence in the skyline, and privacy from anybody who's seeing over the hedgerows. And then inside of that is where I'm going to put at least one row on one side of the property that gets decent sun. Is where in there is where we're going to put a row of hugelkultur mounds within the planting barrier, and those are going to be just full of citrus trees and other plants. So there's that. God Sees Everything says, sorry, should mention you're a girl. Well, welcome. I still think your name's awesome. So. Yeah, gags and jokes is also what killed The Last Jedi from the few good scenes, indeed. Okay, so Bucky Barnes could have been something more prominent. I agree with you. He had the perfect opportunity, especially after the rescue and redemption. See, there's a character arc there. You go from here as the best friend to being turned into an enemy weapon to rescue and redemption. And you know who else had that arc? Darth Vader. Of course, it was father. Bad thing, rescue, redemption. Same thing. Ooh, good question by Chief William Schweikert. Yes, my friend. Um, which is worse? Man, this is tough. Marvel's is probably a worse movie because of the forced humor garbage with the Flurgan eating everything, all the people to transport them safely. Creative but stupid. As far as story goes, at least it held together. I would say I can't even describe it. I tried to. I was at a loss for words, and I was continually starting and stopping thoughts when I was recording the video. First of all, I don't I don't write anything but notes before I record a video. I don't have a teleprompter. I don't write a script. I don't do any of that. There are creators that do that, and they're marvelous. They're wonderful. They already have all their thoughts written out and all of that. Everything they're going to say. Not me. I kind of have notes set aside, things I would like to say, stuff like that. It's one of the reasons why I look around and, you know, I'm a little autistic. So, but it's one of the reasons why my videos are structured the way that they are. And I don't think a lot of people think in like maybe sentences and paragraphs. I think in paragraphs. I think in like a 5 paragraph essay. It's just a difference. So mostly I know what I'm going to say from beginning to end, but I kept getting stopped when I'm trying to complete a thought because I wanted to have a different thought. I wanted to find something good in Supergirl, and I just couldn't. I mean, I guess I could have said, well, it was in focus, except how would you know? It was so dark. And I didn't even get a chance to go off on how the color grading was awful, how everything reminded me of, a darker version of, Tatooine or whatever, with terrible orange color grading, like what appears behind me. It was terrible. So again, when I recorded the video, I was always trying to think of a way to describe it. I used like a string of adjectives and multiple points, and going through it in my mind now, I'm like, I was almost as disjointed as the film plot was itself. That's not, and normally I'm not a jumble like that, but this film's a jumble. So structurally, the Marvels was better, the story was better, but the humor just killed the Marvels. I would say I didn't laugh once in Supergirl. I probably laughed maybe at the wrong points in the Marvels. And I'm going to tell you this, Marvel's had attractive ladies in it. This one actively tries to remove male attention, the quote unquote male gaze. Ladies, do you like boys' attention? Men, do you like men's attention, conversation, interest? Do you like attraction? Do you like to know that a guy might think you're attractive? I think the answer is going to be yes. Anyway. Yeah, look, I really don't like to go to Amazon to buy things, and I could have sourced the roofing materials locally, but none of them had the flexible polycarbonate that I'm using. And again, I need it to last longer because if I elect to rent this house or sell this house, I need it to be something that people will consider keeping because I'm going to be putting so much work into it. Because over the course of the next year, you're going to see me develop a new greenhouse, rehab an old greenhouse, and rebuild some spots in the greenhouse that's directly behind me, including I'm switching from pots for all the tomatoes to a giant planting box that's 25 feet long. It's 25 feet long by 30 inches wide, and it's 2 levels. Tomatoes on the top and maybe peppers to, or most likely potatoes. I can never grow enough potatoes. I don't know about you. That's the video you're going to get this weekend or Saturday is going to be me harvesting the first batch of purple potatoes early because I didn't get the shade up. They died back early. We'll see if we get any harvest. So it's an experiment. We'll see. Six says, I just got 20 pounds of Prime Day stuff I didn't need. Yeah. I used to be trapped there, especially when it came to tech. I'm retired now, so I'm on a fixed income, so can't be as frivolous with my cash. So there's that. By the way, if you have not checked out that garden place, the gardening channel, you should. I want to help you build your patio into a gardening paradise. I want you to have a food forest on your balcony. I want people to start growing things and eating them and enjoying the benefits of having fresh herbs. And if you have something like mint, you can. I'm going to show you how to do mint tea. I'm going to try to teach you some health lessons, and I'm going to give you some recipes, teach you to cook some things, so that you're healthy. Speaking of that, Evil Sesame Seed Man is 1 minute closer, getting closer to the 2-minute goal. AI hates him too. LOL. Vacation is booked officially. Hugs for all. Congratulations to you. You've had a struggle year, dear. This is from First Dragon Queen for $5, and you've fought through a lot, including remodels and all kinds of crazy stuff in the household. So I understand. By the way, I love that T-shirt still. So just so you know. Yeah, you're referring to Spider Noir. Yeah, it's great. I think I said Spider Noir. Didn't I? Looks good. Double secret Prime Day probation. Well, what it did is it made it so I'm not getting my stuff fast enough. So how am I 14 minutes behind? Holy cow. Guys, teed up, says you said the theater was bare. Well, 400 seats, 17 people. Pretty empty. Here's the weird thing. Little anecdote for you. I sit down. I'm in dead center of the back row. Dead center of the back row, up against the wall, camera directly over my head. Projector, excuse me. Best possible vantage point. Can feel the explosions and everything else. So I've been in this particular theater box many times before. It's one of my favorite places to see it at, my favorite Cineplex. So anyway, I sat down, dead center. Nobody was in my row when I booked my tickets. 2 of the 17 people came and sat down right next to me. They bought the 2 tickets right next to me. Row in front of me, empty. Row in front of that, one guy, far left, probably needs to run to the restroom every 2 hours or 10 minutes or whatever. And again, it's just scattered people, probably embarrassed to be in this theater. It was bare, comparatively speaking. 17 people. I was the only one that really, day before, had purchased their tickets. The theater was me and nobody else. 16 other people decided they were going to go see it. Maybe it was 18 people. Maybe. I think one of them was actually the usher that comes and checks the seats, but I don't know. It was pretty awful. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Mint gets everywhere. Yes, it does, but it's nice to have it. Hey, Timothy Tillery is in the house. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Good to see you. If this is your first time here, thanks for being here. Yeah. Moon Knight is growing mint, garlic, onion, and chili. Yes. Love that. Good stuff. Grow things. Eat those things. Then you know what's in your food. You know whether or not you put pesticide on it. You know whether or not your fruit was subjected to a gas chamber to artificially make them look ripe. A lot of people are eating not ripe fruits. Yeah. JPRPH1 drops in. Good to see you. Good to see you. You didn't get my bad joke. Well, it was it a bear joke? If so, I apologize. I like dad jokes, so if I missed it, I'm sorry. But thank you. And thank you for the super chat. Oh, by the way, like I said, that garden place is my other channel. I think it's in the description down below, but I think the folks over on the wrenches can put them in the various chats around everywhere. If you're watching on X, I'd like to know. I always think that's cool. Fishing plant food is really good. There you go. Yeah. Fish waste really works. They call it fish emulsion. Combining fish and plants in aquaculture, aquaponics. Amazing. Maybe I'll build one of those for us in the new greenhouse. We'll see. I've done it before. The yields are phenomenal. The plants feed the fish feeds the plants. Good stuff. The natural bacterial effects are fantastic. Yeah, the Aztecs did it. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Good stuff. Hey, Cynthia in the house. I'm just letting this year in the new place run along without gardening, trying to figure out the climate, seasons, light for different parts of the property. Next year, we will do stuff. Excellent. You know, somebody had a great suggestion for that garden place. I'm going to do a segment called Rate My Garden. And in the community tab on that channel, you'll be able to post pictures and stuff like that. If you want me to rate your garden plan, kind of break down what you're doing, I can do that. I can help. I'm happy to help talk about that stuff, and what I think and why I think it. And again, when you set your edges, some of the ways you set your edges is also with flowers. I know that sounds weird, but you also set your edges with other boundary plants like comfrey, which grows incredibly well. Bocking 14 specifically from Bocking, England. Yes, that's where the science was done. 14 is a sterile plant. It has beautiful blooms, purple and white flowers, and the pollinators really love it, but at the same time, it doesn't seed. So the only way that it spreads is because it has a root system. And it's not aggressive or in an invasive way. And if you split the root system and leave the crowns intact, you grow new plants from it. In fact, I'll be splitting the comfrey that I grew this year at the end of the season. So there's that. Comfrey is a great green mulch. It's a good chop and drop fertilizer. It has all the right things in it that your soil's not getting because the comfrey plant has a 6 to 8 foot taproot that pulls minerals up from places that you don't normally have them. So there's that. Sorry, I just got a ring notification. Need to find out if somebody's here. Nope. All right. By the way, that's the other thing. I'm very soon, one of the videos that I might do, probably not on that garden channel, but maybe over on Culture Builds, try to revive that channel, is going to be replacing the Ring cameras with in-home cameras, meaning that everything will be hosted locally, but I can still get to it through the internet, but it's not publicly broadcast. Ring is a surrender of privacy that I did not realize, so there's that. Mint is great. Mint is great. I love mint tea. Chumby's like, they gas chamber our food? Great. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, so there's a good kind of gassing and a bad kind of gassing. The good gassing is that in commercial greenhouses, especially in hydroponic systems like with Bib and butter lettuce and things like that, they raft system those, which means there's a piece of styrofoam with little net cups in it with a little bit of planting media, maybe peat, something like that, and they plant the plant in that little cup, and then they float it on hydroponic water, the fluid that has all the nutrients in it, right? The nutrient water, and then they float them down, and over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, eventually the trays get pushed to the end, and that's when they harvest them. What they also do to increase leafy green growth is they pump a certain amount, not something that's toxic or poisonous to humans, of CO2 gas, which actually the plants respond well to. Because why? Well, it's the chlorophyll processing and everything else. It helps uptake of, everything from the nutrient solution. That's good. The bad stuff is when they pump other kinds of gas into a chamber where they harvest the fruits and maybe vegetables early and then artificially ripen them by subjecting them to gas. Now, we are not even going to get into the fungicides that they put on your avocados or anything else, but if you grow your own things, you know that you didn't do any of that. So there's that. What happened to Dr. Jill? Hang on. Something happened? I missed somebody. Somebody said good morning. Oh, Darth Gutierrez. What's up, my friend? It's been a minute. I hope things are going well. I always worry when I don't see people for a minute. Holy cow, we're out of time. I didn't even realize this. I haven't reset any redirect. It's automatic redirect for you all. So go wherever you want to go. I'm not sending you any place. It's good to see everybody. If I didn't get to your comment, I'm very sorry. Double checking I didn't miss any super chats. Once again, Scooby Pup, I'm going to go check out your message, see if I can resolve that. Once again, say thank you to our friend Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle and everybody else here today, including the one that I missed, Randall Orser, gifting 10 Culture Casino memberships. And once again, thank you to Jedi Master for an additional $5 super chat saying, have a great weekend. Have a great day and a fantastic weekend. God bless. God bless you too, sir. It's good to see you, and thank you for joining the ranks of the Wrenched. The Wrenched? That sounds interesting. All right, folks, if you're on the Green Machine, thanks for being here today. And on X, I appreciate you as well. So with all of that, today when we exit, we do AO. So get them ready. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. And until next time, see ya. For real.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.